I'm ready, boys. I have truly missed working on this. I love this truck. It is just a ton of fun to work on and just dream about and scheme on and what we want to do, and just seeing it come back to life, and it's just a lot of fun. Welcome to Brown's Rod and Custom, your home for street rods, muscle cars, and Volkswagen content. This is my dad, Big Ron. He's our body man and fabricator. This is my beautiful wife, Megan, our editor-in-chief and supporter. And this is me, Adam, the designer and mechanic for our projects. If you find our videos helpful, like and subscribe for more content. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Brown's Rod and Custom. Happy Monday, I believe. Monday, June 2nd. It's about 10:45 in the morning. We've already had two big wins over here for today. So let me show you what we got. For starters, Amazon delivered our clamp, which is huge. It's already installed. This is done. Exhaust is done on the frame. So that's really good start for the day. I'm getting ready to do the thermostat. I'm going to remove these bolts here and pull this thermostat housing off, and then throw the thermostat in. And then Big Ron, I'll show you back here. See, rainy season's here, boys. And one of the things when you have these campers, you do anything you can to protect the roof, right? One of the reasons we cut these trees down. But Big Ron put the black tarp you see there over the roof of his camper this morning. He got it all strapped down. So now it's pretty much weather tight, which is good. It was weather tight anyway, but you know, I don't really have that problem. Mine's a brand new camper. It's good. So I think Big Ron's going to be working on the bed today. There's a couple patch panels he's going to be putting in. He's going to weld this in. I know we've talked about it 50 times, but he's going to weld that one in today. And I think there's a couple other ones over there in that fender well. And I'm going to continue on this frame. So I've got a few things. Thermostat, like we talked about. And then that I need to paint the underside of the transmission. So I'll go ahead and get that done as well. What else is there? What else was there? Thermostat, that clamp. I already put the fuel line, I already hooked up the fuel line yesterday or last night. That's on here. I will probably, I have a lot of slack in this line. I'll probably, you know, honestly, wonder. Hot damn, look at that. But we'll go a little more. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we'll secure that line a little better, as well as the one in the back. Some wire ties, just clean it up. And then,
we're going to check the fuel tank, take the sending unit out.
Oh yeah, we're going to take the sending unit out of the fuel tank and just check, make sure we didn't get any water in it. Just make sure it's good. And then it's empty anyway, but we'll, for the most part. So we'll check that, but otherwise, guys, frames will be essentially done at that point. And we will be on to just waiting on a couple parts. The big one should be here tomorrow or the next day, which would be this fuel line over to here. I think Saturday the cooler will show up. So my hope is Saturday or Sunday that this frame goes under the cab, or the cab goes onto the frame. That would be huge. And we can get the back tires back on it, get the hubcaps, and we can, you know, put the headlights in it and do all that kind of stuff. Just start making it look like a truck again, buttoning it up. Because as sure as we're standing here, there will be tropical storms and hurricanes starting up anytime. I think that started yesterday, hurricane season. So should be, we want to make sure we're in a good spot. So you guys have heard me talk about that before. This is secure up here, but when you start pushing, you know, 60+ mile-an-hour winds, I'm not sure how secure that actually is, even if we strapped it down. So a lot of weight, and just sitting on 4x4s and concrete blocks high up in the air where air can get under it and push. Yeah, scary. So anywho's, that's where we're at. Drove the thing this morning, took it around the block. It did great again, no issues there. Just waiting on parts still. Once we get some parts in, we'll attack the thing again. The parts we're waiting on are windshield wipers, windshield wiper blades, steering column bushing, and speedometer cable. That's the next phase of this car. We're going to get that done, and then we're going to get into brakes, and we're going to adjust that master cylinder pedal and all that, the pedal rod, and try to get that dialed in. So, but you see, looks like our air shocks are holding air, so that's good. I have not put air in this in a week, I guess, since the last time we messed with it. So that's huge. Now today we are going to be battling weather. I was just down in St. Pete, about an hour south. It's pretty dark down there, so I'm going to stop talking and try to get some of this knocked out before the weather gets here, and then we'll get this all covered back up and we'll watch it rain. Now, if I get this done and there's really nothing else to do, there's an oddball chance I might mess with this Apache. If we're stuck in here with nothing to do and it monsooning outside, I could potentially jump in here and start welding on the Apache. So stay tuned for that. That could be a thing that happens today. We'll see where we get. God knows there's enough welding to do for the rest of our lives. So welding and grinding. So we're just going to keep going on that. So stay tuned. That's a very real possibility with the weather that's coming over the next 3 days, that we could be working on this here while we wait for parts. So stay tuned, boys. Hey guys, welcome back. Just showing you where we're at here. I got the thermostat housing off. I took a little right angle with the gasket removing pad and just took the flaky paint and rust off of it. Now I'm getting ready. I just cleaned it with the pre-green painting prep. Just letting it air dry for a minute. I'm going to jump back on it with the 415 engine enamel and that brush. Just going to brush it. I'm not going to brush this, just the top here. Got the back cleaned up. It's all ready to go. Out here, I still have to clean up the top here. It looks pretty good there. We did go ahead, fuel line's hooked up. I went ahead and got it in here. You guys saw that earlier. I zip tied it here to these lines, also here, and then this other return line I've got zip tied there. We pulled the sending unit out here just to make sure nothing got in the tank. The tank's empty. There was a couple flakes of just, you know, little black specks. I took some paper towels, wiped it out on the bottom of the tank, hooked everything back up, adjusted the sending unit because honestly it never has read right. We've always got about 10 gallons more fuel than what it says we do at full. So we adjusted that a little bit, did some measurements and adjusted that. So we're looking pretty good here. So really where we're down to is painting the transmission pan in the bottom of the tranny. I might do a little paint on the starter here just because it looks terrible, and get this thermostat in. That's pretty much it. Right now, Big Ron. Hey Ron, hold up. Big Ron's welding over here, getting this guy in. So we'll be back in a minute, boys. All right, guys. Went ahead and stirred this up really good. there's that, boys. So now we'll let that dry, and we'll go ahead and clean up the gasket surface out here on the engine. Okay guys, so you guys watched me paint this. It looks really good. We're gonna let that dry. Sit here and air dry. I did paint a couple things. Well, one thing anyway. I painted this bracket here. So it was terrible, rusty looking. Now, something else that happened. Putting the batteries back in. Big Rana is over here putting the tie downs in. So we're getting the batteries back in and ready to go on the cab. And over here, you guys probably just saw the short, but Big Ron's welding up that patch there on the bed. We'll get that ground down, and then that's done. So we're making headway over here, boys. Just wanted to give you a quick update. I got to run up to O'Reilly's and get some gasket material and some Permatex, and before I put that back together. But I need to let that housing dry. That porous paint, it'll probably take a couple hours for it to dry. So see where we get, but that's where we're at so far. Looking good, really happy. Frame is pretty much done. It's just a beautiful thing. It feels so good, I can't even tell you. Boys, I'm gonna get back to it. Trying to race the rain here, so I'm gonna keep rocking and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, gang, I think we're there. I feel really good about the engine and the drivetrain and the frame. I've even got these wired, starters wired back up, got that done, got everything cleaned up. I think we're in a good spot here. Everything's painted, everything's in, thermostat's in. I think we're there. So, with that being said, we went ahead and we put the batteries in, got them in, got the hold downs in on both sides, ready to rock here. It'll be fairly straightforward putting this in. This is your positive cable, boom. This one here goes to the fuse block. That's the negative. You got your ground here. All these hook up to the ground. That's pretty much it. This will swing back over and hook up. These hoses are your Hydro Boost. This one, and this one all go to the Hydro Boost. And then this goes over here on this side onto the fender. That's your positive. Pretty straightforward. This one here is your block heater. It just hangs down. So I think we'll be in a pretty good place here putting this in. I think we'll have most of this hooked up pretty quick. I got a real good idea where most of it goes, so feel good there. Ron, like you guys just saw, is finishing up the bed. I went ahead and he welded in that patch earlier, right there, that we've been looking at forever. Then I went ahead and 415'd all the way across, and then Big Ron is plug welding here. We had some holes, so he plug welded them, and that's where they were plug welded into the cross beam. But they had popped over the years, just rotted out right there. So he went ahead and redid them. He'll grind those down, and
when
then
they were spot welded in, they kind of get little dimples in it, and you get the water trapped there. Right.
You guys heard that from Big Ron. So what we're gonna do is basically do this whole line here with 415 all the way down. Any of these bare metal spots you see, we're gonna hit those with pours here in a little bit, and then that should be that. And yeah, so what I'm doing now, because we do have a lot of rain coming, like in the next couple hours, and it's going to rain for like the next 3 days. So I am getting this cleared off, getting all the tools put away, kind of resetting, getting what I can back in the backyard out of our way, so that I can bring this guy over here and I can start messing with this Apache over the next week. So my plan is to start inside here, right up in there. I know it's hard to see, but right up there above that door, there's some slits there that need to be welded up. I need to get those welded up. I got a whole lot of grinding I can do. We've got some pour 15 we can do if we buy some more pours. Firewall's pretty much there. I can get that gas filler door patch in. I can get that in, the delete plate, and just start getting this dialed in a little better and moving in a direction. I still have, you know, a lot of paint to remove and things I want to hit with the Bauer and different things and get down to bare metal and so on and so forth. So lots and lots of work to do right here. But to get to that, I got to get all this off of it and cleaned off and get to where I can even move it, because right now there's just stuff everywhere. So that's what I'm doing. So bear with me, boys. I'm trying to get to our favorite thing, which is our 1958 Chevy Apache, and hopefully we'll get it to where we can actually do something with it here tomorrow. So stay tuned, guys. All right, guys, welcome back. So we're wrapping up over here. It's almost 5 o'clock. The frame is done. Other than the cooler and that one line that we're waiting on, the frame is done. It's ready. We figured out how everything hooks up. Everything that can be hooked up has been hooked up. We're ready to rock. Really in a good spot here. So that's huge. So what we did do is we went ahead and pushed it back over here so that I can pull the thing in and out. They had some we got lucky today. They had some crazy storms in Tampa. They had hail, like golf ball size hail and shit. So not the thing you want to leave your Volkswagen thing out in. So we're gonna be able to pull this in and out, which is nice. Now I went ahead and cleaned the garage. I've spent 3 hours cleaning in here, but putting things away, just getting back to where we can do something. But we are back, boys. On the 1958 Chevy Apache, we are there. So got her cleaned out. That's actually Apache parts. That's the door hinges for that side, and the door hinge bolts and all that, and then the little grills. But went ahead and blew all this down, blew the garage down, getting to a point where we can get in here and get rolling. I think the first thing we'll probably do is put the door hinges on, just to get that door fitting right, because why not? And then we'll go from there, but feeling pretty good about it. I did find some things I was wondering where they went. That's our patch for the gas door. We'll get that welded in here over the next few days. I need to pick up some more pour 15 to get the rest of this firewall. I need to get this down and get this poured, and I got a lot of paint removal I still have to do and things, and some stuff like that. But up here we got some welding to do up in there, finish that up, get that ground down. Same over here. Just really kind of start dialing this in. One thing we probably will do here sooner than later, we've done pretty much everything to this side, so we need to kind of flip the truck around, right? Spin it. So tomorrow we'll probably jack up the frame out here and grab the dollies and spin this truck around, barring it's not monsooning outside, and start doing this thing, man. I'm pretty stoked about it. Really want to just get back on it and get it going. And I'll tell you, it is really nice to see the garage cleaned and to actually have all the tools back where they go, and, you know, sets of wrenches and, you know, all the things. It's amazing we didn't lose anything. But I think we're in a really good place on the Big Red. We get those two parts in, we get this bolted back up, get it under the cab, drop the cab. I think hooking this stuff up will be relatively simple. I don't think it'll take that long to wire it back up and get all this stuff plugged in. Get the headlights in, it'll be quick, all of that. Yeah, batteries are in it. You guys saw that. I mean, I think we're in a really good place. So now the next step in this is this guy over here, and you guys saw some of this. Big Ron went ahead and welded up this patch here, and then ground it down, and then I poured it. And then he's been working in the bed. You guys saw where he was spot welding right here. But we went ahead, anywhere that had any rust, surface rust or anything like that, we went ahead and hit with 415. So it's ready. I think we're at a point now with the bed where it's time to scuff it up, and then it's pretty much ready to shoot. Ron does want to knock this dent out here at the taillight and get that figured out, and we do want to repaint the bumper. We also want to undercoat the bumper, or bedline the back of the bumper, the back side. And so there's some things, and we also have to bedline the back side of the tailgate as well. So there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen over the next week or two here. So, but yeah, I think we're looking really good here, guys. The underneath of this is ready. The top side's pretty much ready. Now it's just run through it with a Scotch-Brite pad, maybe a little 220, and get this thing bedlined. So that's kind of where we're at. It's been a hell of a day. We did a lot of work. I did do a couple other things over here. I'll show you. I don't know if I showed you or not, honestly, earlier. I got the PCV breather lines hooked back up. This one and this one. So that's hooked up. I got the starter plugged in and hooked up. Fuel line's all done and secured. This one here actually goes to the fuel line that comes from the back of the head. It drops down and this pops in. This goes to the cooler. Pretty straightforward. So I did get the transmission pan painted in the bottom of the tranny, and I did go around the frame today, and anywhere where I saw rust, where it was just beginning to rust on a bolt or anywhere, I hit with 415 and got all that done. So frame's done. The only thing I got to do now is tape up a couple sensors on the transmission. These guys here. I'm going to put a little tape around those, and then we've got a tarp that goes over this that we're going to strap on it that's waterproof. So that'll keep all this dry, because it's coming. The rain is coming. But at least now we can get this inside the garage, and we can start working on Project Save Big Red here. Or not Project Save Big Red, the 58 Apache. So I'm ready, boys. I have truly missed working on this. I love this truck. It is just a ton of fun to work on and just dream about and scheme on and what we want to do, and just seeing it come back to life, and it's just a lot of fun. So really excited to get back on this and just get back into welding and grinding again. You know, I mean, we've been doing so much wrenching and mechanical stuff. It's nice to get back to the other stuff, and I'm sure I'll get sick of it at some point and want to go back to mechanical, but you know, whatever. So the plan here is to try to get this cab, all of the patch panels in, all the rust repaired, everything welded and grounded down, and do the rough body work on it. Okay, everywhere we put a patch panel in, like these spots here, that kind of thing. And get this cab in primer as soon as we can. I mean, honestly, that'll probably be, I would love to have this in primer before the Street Rod Nationals, but we'll see how that goes with everything else. But I think we'll be right in that. It might be right after the Nationals, which is fine. But then the next step in this is going to be taking the cab off the frame and then diving right into this frame. So, you know, we'll be ordering the full Mustang 2 front suspension, the engine mount kit, the transmission mount kit. I have a 9-inch Ford rear end in the backyard that I believe is the right size. And we have a turbo 400, turbo 350 and a turbo 400 that can go into this, that are both rebuilt, ready to go. And so I've got 2 transmissions for it. I've got a rear end, so I pretty much just need an engine. And I think what I'm going to do is just do a small block Chevy, but a good one. I think I'm gonna probably do like we did Ron's engine, you know, 350, 400 horse kind of deal. Put a nice little cam in it. Probably do the camel hump heads and the 202 160s and bump the compression and all that kind of stuff, and build one of those. And we'll build that here on the channel. I'll be doing probably a 350 4-bolt main. I'll find a block with the crank and rods, send them over to our engine guy, have him redo all of that and the heads, and then he'll order everything in, and then he'll give it to us just like we did Ron's engine. And then we'll build the engine here in the shop. We'll go over that step by step how to build the engine, put it all together, assemble it, and then right in this bad boy. And we'll have a nice cruiser 58 Chevy Apache, but we're gonna go high detail on the paint and you know, high detail on as far as suspension and detail and that kind of thing is going to be really sharp on this. I have decided on colors. It's going to be John Cooper Works Rebel Green. It's a Mini Cooper color. It's a dark green, and that's what color the cab's going to be. The inside of the truck will be kind of two-toned with a light bronze and the Rebel Green. And I think that'll look really good. And then haven't really figured out an interior color, but I know as far as like material, but the dash and the majority of that gets painted. So I've got that figured out. And then we're gonna do the grille, the headlight surrounds in that light bronze. It'll have kind of a bronze and polished wheel. Big wheels, it'll be low. You know, we're gonna do the Mustang too with the 2-inch drop spindles. It'll be low. Triangulated 4-bar in the rear, low with coilovers, and I think it'll look pretty good. It will have the step side bed, but I'm getting rid of the driver's fender where it's got the spare tire well. I'm gonna eliminate that just by a regular fender, and yeah, should be fun. Should be a fun truck. Should be a really good looking truck. I've got some really, I think, pretty slick ideas how to detail out the engine and the drivetrain and the dash and all those things. The tailgate and the bed. I got a really cool idea for the bed, for the wood in the bed. I think you guys will like, and I just think it's gonna be a really cool truck. So stay tuned for all of this, guys. I'm getting back on it. I know we got away from it for a little bit, but we're at a point now where we're just out of parts over here, and with the weather, you know, might as well do something rather than do nothing, right? And this is sitting here ready to go, and it just needs physical work. I don't have to buy anything for it. I just got to start working. So she's back up. She's in the bullpen. So we'll be knocking this out. Now, once parts come in, you will see us break off of this on occasion, definitely for a day or two, to finish up the frame, get that frame under this, get the cab down, get the bed lined and that kind of thing. But honestly, like the bed lining and stuff will be I'd probably be me out there and Ron in here grinding and welding, that kind of deal. So it'll be a little bit of everything for a minute, but for at least the next 3 or 4 days, it's going to be right here. And when Big Ron goes to Alaska, at the end of the month, I'm going to be right here. So we'll be rocking on this monster. So stay tuned, guys. Hope you have a great night. We're going to have a beer and hang out for a minute, and I'm going to go pick up my wife. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. If you're watching this, please like and subscribe. And we will see you guys in the morning for 58 Chevy Apache build. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.